to the electronics. It just didn't want to work. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Let me welcome everybody to Talk to Connect. My name is Fatima, and as usual, we have amazing guests who are joining us to share their stories, their journey, and their life history so that we can be empowered, to be inspired, and to grow. And our guest today is an amazing person who is an author. He's a radio. He's the founder of African Portal Radio and TV International, and he's been interviewing a lot of people, empowering people, and inspiring people. So I want to welcome you so much, Joshua, for joining us, and I want to thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this time to be on this broadcast with you. I just want to firstly apologize to our listeners at home that we came in a bit late. That have to do with the technology that we are not in the control of, but we try all we could to make it back online. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Joshua Oludare Olusan. Welcome to this broadcast this hour.
Thank you, Joshua. So, Joshua, before we go continue, I just want to ask you to share your journey because that's one thing that we do in Talk to Connect. So, where did Joshua start? How was your journey from your young age to becoming an author, to becoming to having a radio interview place where you're interviewing a lot of people and inspiring people?
Thank you very much for giving me the privilege to be on your show. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone that is joining us once again. Like I said earlier, my name is Joshua Oludare Oluso. I was in Nigeria, to be specific. I was born in Ibadan. I study in Ibadan my primary, secondary, and tertiary education in Ibadan. And at the same time, I study computer science. I'm also a graphic designer. I moved down to South Africa 2000 2005, and I also study here, do some of the research and stuff like that. So the journey have been so is ups and downs. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of ugly, beauty, but to the we are here, we are still standing. I moved to this country about 16 years ago, and it's been a beautiful journey. Yes, why and how do I become a author and the presenter and having a show, I'm hosting people on my show? Yes, a very long journey. 2010 during the World Cup in South Africa, I have opportunity to be at the front line to be part of the team that actually welcome people African World Cup because a lot of people visit the country from different parts of the world for the World Cup. Realize is that if you from the look of the people, the kind of impression they have towards Africa is like Africa is like a jungle, like a place whereby people are still living side by side with monkey. People are still, I mean, uncivilized environment. You can see it in their face, and you can see how they're being so careful. Everybody is a suspect and stuff like that. And I was curious. Then I was moved to ask them question like, what exactly is going on? Why you are like kind of being worried or not being sure of what is happening here. They said, no, to be honest to you, we are flabbergasted with what we are seeing now because the information given to us continent and anybody going there is going there its own risk. But we are surprised when we get to see beautiful Cape Town, beautiful Johannesburg, beautiful Victoria, beautiful Bloemfontein, nice stadium, beautiful road, and everything. I was like, okay, what exactly? What do you? I mean, how does Africa look to you before you arrived here? They say, no. To be honest, all the news they got from Africa is all about bad news, problem, famine in Somalia, in northern part of Nigeria, insurgency, unrest here and there. People are not civilized. I said, no. But you can see for yourself now that it's a different story. Is what actually moved me to embark in a journey of doing a research about who we are, why are we black, who is Africa, how do we get here, what are the challenges. Then that helped me to embark on the journey, which I call the title of the book. The title of the book is The African Porter. So during that research, I started research, call the scholars, interview people, ask questions, consult many books, many libraries, and I realized that Africa is at the center, is actually the continent that actually give birth to every other continent. And I realized that Africa have once been the front line as a strong continent, and as a region actually make everything that is happening now happened. So, and I have to tell that story to let them see that Africa have once been there. We are once one of the greatest continents in the world before. The first university is here in Africa. So if we have the first university in Africa, so and we are talking about civilization, that means civilization actually began from Africa. But a lot of people don't know because most of what we in Africa has been hijacked, our identity, our culture, who we are, and our way of life. So all those things is what actually motivates me to write the book, to also now move from 2013. I've been on this journey. I launched the book November 2, 2013 at University of Victoria. But since then, we've been growing, doing one or two community service, and to the extent that now, 2 years back, we start our own online radio TV that is doing very, very well. That is just, is I mean, a brief that I can just tell you because of our time.
Wow, that's amazing. And you've said such amazing things where I can agree with you. I came out of Africa when I was very young. And to be honest, while I was going home, I knew that we are struggling to live, but I never had the picture in my mind that people actually see us as a very poor people who have no places to live. So when I went to Saudi the first time, and I had people asking, "Oh, do you really have a house to stay?" And that I had that realization. Actually, people see us as very primitive people, and it was a shock to me. I never thought of it. You never know how people perceive you until when you're out of your country. So what you're saying is really I can relate to it because I've met people who have asked me very funny questions about Africa, and I was like, "Where are you getting this information? This is not we know that there's poverty in Africa, but it doesn't mean we live and we are actually very poor that we cannot live like normal people." So that is a very interesting thing and a very powerful thing that you're working on. Thank you. So my question is, as I
Thank you
think
so
people
much.
perceive you, so if when we are talking about how people see you, some of the things that I believe that how you portray yourself is how people see you. And I think for me, I'm talking in terms of I've come out of
Mm,
Africa, and I see a lot of us um, having that. When people say we come from poverty, we are actually believing that if I come out of Africa and I go to another country, then I have the possibility of becoming a better person, of changing my life. From my experience, all people have changed their life because they came abroad or they went. They're still struggling as much as they're struggling in Africa. So how do you advise the young people in Africa, or the people in Africa, to embrace and have a mindset of where they can have growth and just find opportunities back home instead of believing that there's no opportunities back in Africa? And as you said, Africa is a very rich continent and it has a lot of potential.
I appreciate it. Actually, one of the things that I'm going to tell the youth today is that firstly, let's appreciate who we are and let's portray ourselves as a great continent to the other part of the world. Though, like you said, that the way you present yourself, that is how people are going to actually accept you. So we need to accept our, I mean, we need to present ourselves in a way and the manner that people will see that we are not just anyhow country. But it's not actually about us. Don't let us talk about. Let's quickly check what is really going on. How the people get this impression about us? If we are to present ourselves, it's actually the international media that portrays the poor side of Africa to the rest part of the world that make them think that Africa is actually underdeveloped because of the kind of the news or information they are getting from the continent. So it actually starts with the kind of the news that the international media is putting out there. Because if you are only talking about the bad thing that is happening about Africa, people in the rest part of the world would think that there is nothing good happening here. So if you are broadcasting anything about Africa, tell the good side of Africa as well. Showcase the good side of Africa as well. Talk about I mean, about the beautiful things, our beautiful cities. Talk about it as well. Don't only focus on side. Don't only talk about I mean, our cities that is underdeveloped. Don't only show where there is war in Africa. Also talk about the good side of Africa. Talk about the good side of who we are. Talk about our contribution to the economy of the world. Talk about our economy to the technology. Talk about our, I mean, talk about our contribution to the economy, to the technology, our contribution to growth. Everything we talk about in this world today, everything began from here in Africa. The music, the technology, everything you want to talk about, it started here from Africa. But unfortunately, people believe whatever the media space, whatever they get from the media space is true. Not everything that's, I mean, portrayed about a city or a country is true. Sometimes you just need to look inwardly and see more for yourself. Africa is a great continent. So I want to encourage you as you are listening to me this evening that let us say good side of our, let's be the good of this continent. No matter the challenges that we are facing in Africa, Africa is a with so much resources. With, I mean, God has blessed us with many things. Everything today, the other continent cannot do without us because they don't have what we have, and that is why they are so interested in our downfall. That is why they are so interested in that Africa is not unite, because they know there is strength in our unity. When we unite, we can achieve more. We can, and that is why they keep on manufacturing weapons and selling the weapons back to Africa and rest so that we remain underdeveloped continent. Let's come out of all that. Let's come out of all this killing. Let's come out of all this fighting. Let Africa gather themselves together. Let's put the brain together. Let's develop this continent. Let us become the greatest continent of the world. Let's stop on other continents of the world for what we want. And I'm calling on the youth as well. Play your role. Play your role in making this continent a great continent. Thank you.
Okay, that's amazing. And it's a very good point that how we're presented actually shows gives an impression of how Africa is, and whoever is presenting Africa should present Africa with all the potential that it has. So my question is, the change that we want in life begins with us, and anyone who wants to have change in life, you have to take the first step for you to make change before other people start helping you to make the change. So how do we help people in Africa to have a mindset where they feel like they can empower themselves and become better? The fact is, if we want to have change, no matter what people say about us, no matter what people will say about you, in the end of the day, you are the change that you want to see, and you are the change to make your life become better. So, as me and you, we are coming from Africa. So, what are the things that you would say an African person who's back home in any part of
Are you still
Africa
there?
that they should do to start having change and have that unity that you're talking about? Because I think the power of change comes from our mentality, changing our paradigm so that we can see how powerful and how strong we are. And the best people that we can empower are our youth. So, what advice do you have for the youth, if an African youth is listening to you right now? What kind of changes would you advise them to have so that they can have a better Africa as they're becoming and growing and making Africa a better continent?
Wow, thank you very much. Before we actually talking about the youth, I think we need to address our leaders in Africa because they one of the problems that we are facing in Africa is the leader. So I think we firstly need to address the issue of leader because we cannot talk about leadership when the head is already having a problem. So let's firstly address the problem from the top first. We just want to use this time to call to African leaders to also wake up to the reality of the time. Let's do what is right for African citizens. Let's play our role to make this continent a better continent. Let's shun away from the attitude or from the ideology of us depending on other continents of the world for the solution to the problem in Africa. Let's start developing a way we can solve our problem within ourselves.
Mhm.
Everything doesn't need to lead to war in Africa. Everything doesn't need to lead to war. We solve our problem amicably. We've been there before. We've been at the front line. We have been one of the great continents, in the world that have been contributing to the growth of of the world. So let's go back to where we are coming from. If our parents can do it, we can also do it. So I'm using this time to call on the leaders in Africa to please let's do the right thing at the right time. Let's bring a permanent solution to in Africa. Let's stop this attitude of us depending on other for aid. Why are they sending aid to Africa? Why do we to be receiving aid in a continent where we have crude oil, in a continent of mineral resources? Why are people to be donating and helping us? Why we have all this in Africa? No, we need to ask ourselves some questions because addressing the youth, it won't help the answer because the youth actually looking at the leaders. So whatever we do today is what we are going to reap them tomorrow. So the idea of youth, addressing the youth is a good idea, but we firstly need to address or talk to the leaders. Let them know that the future of this continent is in their hands. Whatever they do now is what is going to determine what this continent is going to be in the future. But at the same time, I want to encourage the youth, like I said earlier on, play your own role, be the good citizen, use your own given talent to develop this continent. We have a lot of brilliant musicians in Africa that they are doing well all over the world. Burna Boy is there, Davido is there. Everybody's embracing their music all over the world. We have them in Ghana, we have them in Kenya, we have them in Tanzania, we have them in South Africa. South Africa produced one of the greatest, beautiful songs, Jerusalem. Everybody embrace it. That shows to you that Africa is actually the center of happiness of the world. In the midst of pandemic, when everybody lost hope, when they don't know what to do, South African come with a beautiful plan to put smile, to put joy in people's heart. That tell the world who we really are. That is who we are. The cell phone you are using today starts here in Africa. Our forefathers have been using cell phone even before the cell phone was discovered. Civilization began from here in Africa. So the youth of today, you are the leader of today. You are the leader of tomorrow, not only the leader of tomorrow. People say that the youth of today are the leader of tomorrow. No, you are actually the leader of today. So let's start working towards the progress, towards making sure that things is working well in Africa.
Okay, that's actually very powerful. I think what you said is the youth should use their talents, and I believe there's a lot of talent in Africa. And when we learn to use our talent, we learn how to change our lives, and we should stop expecting to have charity. I think a lot of us want to be helped from outside, and our leaders should try and be great leaders, be a good example to our country and our society. So I want to ask you, as a youth, you grew up in Africa and you had all these challenges, and I think for me, I'm saying all the challenges that we have in life, they are all good reasons. I come from Africa. I grew from a struggle to become who I wanted to become. Those are all reasons that are there, but you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice to choose where you want to set your life. So I want to ask you, as a youth, what actually made you think out of the box from and started deciding that I'm going to be an author. I'm going to start having a radio TV presentation where I'm going to talk about Africa. What are some of the things that inspired you to just think differently from everybody else and put yourself out there? I think one thing that makes you change in life is when you decide to do things differently. And you had a lot of reasons that you could sit and say, I come from Africa, there is war, there is there is poverty, but you decided to take another plan and change your life. What are the things that inspired you to be who you are right now?
Thank you very much. I think one of the continents that have so much to inspire anybody that's ready to be inspired is Africa, because the situation of where you are born and what's happening around you is more than enough to actually motivate you. So, like I said earlier on, the first thing that we need to do is that look at your environment, check what people are lacking in your environment, and produce the solution to that problem. Because the problem will always there. We keep on blaming other people from the mistake that we know, or from something that is not working on in our life. You need to look inwardly, look at around you, look at your environment, look at your community, look at your society. What is really happening there as a problem? Can you be able to find a solution to it? If you have a problem, you should be able to also discover the solution to the problem. So if you have been a solution to a problem, if you're a part of solution, not a part of problem, definitely the continent will grow. What made me, or what inspired me, is what happened to me, what I saw. That no, this cannot be happen. People cannot be thinking that Africa is underdeveloped continent. I will do all I could to put African back on the spotlight, to let the world know that the Africa is a great continent, and everybody coming into Africa must agree that Africa is not underdeveloped, is a developed continent where people live side by side and where people have a lot to give to the part of the world. So that is what inspired me. I was in a situation around me. I was inspired from coming from the background of, I mean, not have all what it takes, no access to life, to social amenities. But that is not the problem. We are enjoying it, we are happy about it. But when we realize that no, this thing is very important to life, we need to have it, then we put it upon ourselves to address the issue, to address the problem, and talk about how we can actually find a permanent solution to that problem. And the reason why we are doing that is for us to have a dialogue, have a talk that will lead to success, not talk. Most of the time, and we don't, there is no action. We also calling to the leaders, we calling to the people that is involved to also take a step of making sure that this continent become one of the great continents in the world. So what motivates me is the situation around me, and it's what I saw around me that actually motivate me to become to be doing what I'm doing now.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That we all have to be aware of what is happening around us, and I think that's one of the most thing that inspires people in life is when you realize that you want more than what you're having on your table and you want to get better, then you start looking for solutions to helping others. It's not just changing yourself, but having a solution to help others so that life can get better for other people, and that's how we grow. That's amazing. So another question I want to ask you. So what is when you because I see you have a lot of passion in changing and giving a good image about Africa. And I think a lot of us who are whether you're home or you're out of Africa, we find Africa as, for me, Africa is my home and it's my motherland, and I admire it. So, what does really Africa mean to you when you talk about Africa? How can you define Africa as Joshua? What does really Africa mean to you as a person?
Thank you very much. Africa, Africa means a lot to me. I'm so glad and I'm so happy that I'm from this beautiful continent. I love it. There's a saying that say black don't crack. I love to be black, and I love the continent. I love the great continent. Some people call it dark continent. No, it's not such thing. It's a bright continent with so much greatness in them. We know it's a land blessed with so many things. So, firstly, Africa means home to me. Africa is home. We are not Africa because we are born in Africa. We are Africa because Africa is born in us. So it's inborn. So we believe so much in the unity of Africa, and we believe so much in Africa. That is why you see most of the time we talk Africa, we wear Africa, we eat Africa, and at the same time we live the lifestyle as an African because that is who we. So that is what Africa means to me. Thank you.
Okay, that is amazing. African is home, and we eat Africa, and we live Africa. That is true. No matter where you are, you always feel like you are an African, no matter what happens in your life. And that's the most powerful thing when you just realize and accept that. It makes you feel like Africa is the best place where you can be despite everything that is happening in life. So I want to know. Um, I look at when we talk about uh, having a mindset and changing our mindset so that we can be able to achieve and be what we want to be, having a paradigm shift. And I think that's one thing that we really need to have in Africa, where people change their mindset and start seeing that there's possibilities. It's not only trouble that we have back home, but there's possibilities. And when you change your paradigm shift from what culture is holding you back, from the beliefs that we have, we are going to be a better community and a better society. So, what can you tell someone who's still believing I'm in Africa, but it's not possible for me to make it? Because a lot of people, you hear them. How can you make it in Africa? It's so hard for you to make it. There's no opportunities. We don't have jobs. There's a lot of things that people are complaining about, and I agree. Yes, our leaders are not supporting us and are not helping us to grow our continent. But in the end of the day, when you say a government, I'm part of the government. As much as the leader is to make the government better and change it, we are also part of change. And if we don't change the way we think and the way we see life, even if we have a good leader, then we're going to still be struggling to believe that there's possibilities of us changing life. At the same time, if we want leaders for us to change, we need to change the way we see things so that we can also vote for the right people who are going to govern us. So when we change our mindset, allows us to see things differently and allows us to have also better leaders because we are in the power of choosing who's our leader. So what advice can you give someone on this aspect of changing their mindset and seeing that there's these possibilities, despite all what we are talking about, there's possibilities in Africa. And that's paradigm shift is that poverty is not only about not having material things, but we also have poverty of the mind where people don't see the possibilities and allow themselves to see that they can grow and get better.
Wow, thank you very much. Firstly, before I advise people regarding that, let me correct the impression that there is no work in Africa, there is no opportunity in Africa, there is nothing in. There is. All those things are there. There is opportunity, there is job in Africa, wasting job. The problem we are having is that the structure is the problem. If Africa can be restructured, if we can put Africa in a way whereby we can be a country, a continent whereby we are producing than consuming, That is why the problem is there is a lot of opportunity. And let me be honest to you, they designed that just to make Africa to be depending on them, what African has. But they put system around us that make us handicapped so that we will be poor and we will always depend on other continents of the world for whatever we need. It's just like you have the food in the house, but you have access to the outsiders. Outsiders is the one that have the key to store. Outsiders will open the store, give you whatever they want to give, and lock the store back. That is exactly what is happening in Africa. Why is it that I hear in the news that France apologized to to a country in Africa, to Rwanda, for genocide in Rwanda. France apologized to Rwanda for the genocide, for something that have happened there in the last 20, 25 years. Germany, apologized to Namibia for the damage that they have caused for many years. Do you know how many people that died from the genocide in Rwanda? Do you think that apologizing can solve the problem or can bring those people back? No, it can't bring them back. So the truth of the matter is that there is job opportunity in Africa, but they design it in a way, since there is no opportunity for slave trade anymore, it has been abolished. So they create a system of still making us slave. And that is why 100%, I say 100%, and I know what I mean by that, 100% of the people in Africa believe that until when they leave Africa, that is when they can make it. It's a slavery mentality that we have to go and work for them and be a slave to them systematically. So it's a system. But if Africa can restructure, if we can get ourselves right, there is a wasting in Africa. There's so many things that we can become the great continent in Africa. One resources in Africa can make Africa to become a great continent. Why do you think so much money is being looted in Africa and taken to the other part of the world? Look at the money stealing in Nigeria. Look at the money stealing in other part of Africa, taken to the other continent to develop their economy when the Africa economy is suffering. So the problem we are having is not that we don't have resources. The problem we are having is because we don't have a system, and we don't have a leader that is ready to create a system. We have a leader that depends on the system that is sending to us. The democracy given to us, we don't edit it, we just copy and paste. And practicing democracy that is not even helping us. It's not taking us anywhere. Let's look at the years that we have been practicing Africa. What progress do we have in Africa? Can we record any progress in Africa as a continent? Instead of that, the leaders are still depending on the Westerns to find a solution to the problem what happening in Africa. So it's beyond us talking about that there is no opportunity in Africa, then we need to run to the other continents to go and be working for them, to go and be a slave to them, advanced slavery. You see a PhD holder in Africa working as a security guard in another part of the continent. People have so much their certificate in Africa, but they cannot prove it because they've been coming so useless in other continents. And you imagine when African gets to the other continents, we perform very well, we become one of the great people there. Today, the people from this continent are still the most educated people in America today. But what happened to us at home? So what is lacking is the system. So we need a system that will let the leader know their right, a system that will let the citizen know their right, a system that will let us know how to use our whole resources to develop ourselves. Not a system that will be bringing problem, famine, fight, war to Africa. Check all the weapons using for the war that is going on in Africa. None of them is made here in Africa. None. Machine gun is made in Africa. AK-47 is not making in Africa. How many AK-47 do we have in Africa now? That is the some people. So downfall of Africa is a business of some people because African citizen is coming to the other part of the world to become and doing those jobs. Is their happiness. That is what they want to happen. So we're calling on everyone to wake up to the reality of the time of us thinking about how can we stay here, build this continent, and make this continent to become one of the great continents of the world, where the citizen of this continent can stay back and enjoy the resources of their fatherland. Let me stop there. Thank
Okay, that is amazing. That is an amazing explanation. And I think, as you said, Africa is full of resources. We just don't have a system that is helping us to find and learn how to use. I think most of us in Africa don't even understand our own rights of what is our right or what is my right as a citizen in our country, and we are governed by structures that are not even helping us to grow. So my question is, so me and you and any other person who's out there who's trying to empower people and help people to find their potential and find a way to grow, what is the best way you can say that we can't go back home and support people and help them to grow? Because in the end of the day, you cannot say I'm going to help someone financially, but maybe say if you can help people not only financially, let's say you can help people by adding knowledge or by empowering in different ways. So there's a lot of people out there who are coming out and they want to support our people in back home, and they want to bring the power of helping people to grow back home so that they can find and they can grow and become um, so that Africa can become a growing continent again. So, what advice would you give to people who are trying to empower people home? What kind of support would people need back home so that they can grow and we can help them to empower and find their potential and have possibilities of having opportunities back home?
Or the that I can give to anyone listening to us is to believe in Africa. Believe in Africa, believe in Africa, believe in who you are, believe in yourself. It starts with us. You see, we cannot get any change if it starts with us. Be the change that you want in others. Because
Yes.
if you yourself, if your children cannot actually listen to African music, your children cannot put on sports, and you are what are you talking about? We've been carried away by the Western ideology, by us supporting the others people's product instead of us embracing our own product. If you are using $10,000, or I don't know what the exchange is, to go and buy a Brazilian hair, and you have your own hair in your head, you cannot use your own hair. You are now buying a Brazilian hair. When are you going to make a hair for your own continent who will buy from you as well?
Mm-hmm.
Say earlier on, don't let us be a consuming continent. Let us be a continent that produce what we are using. Let's produce our own cloth. Let's produce our own ears. Let's produce our own cream. Some people in Africa are buying the foreign cream so that they can look like others. They want to be white. You understand? And you are actually developing other people's economy. So we have to firstly accept who we are, and we have to embrace who we are. So my advice to everyone is that embrace who you are, appreciate who you are, and embrace what God have give to you. That is one of the greatest, because it starts with us.
Mm-hmm.
Self-discovery. You have to discover yourself. Government is not going to do that for you. Hello?
Yeah.
It's not going to do that for you. It's not going to make you to discover yourself. That's not the way. It's you yourself that you will discover yourself and appreciate who you are. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the Africa, we don't appreciate who we are. That is why people spend so much money on Brazilian hair. People spend so much money on the cream to make them to tone, because you don't believe in yourself. You feel inferior. You don't see yourself being superior. So it starts with us. We have to firstly appreciate who we are, appreciate
Mm-hmm.
what we have, embrace who we are, embrace what we have, and use what we have to develop our own continent. Let's
That is
stop
so
believing.
true.
Let's stop looking out. Look inward. When you have a child, that the only thing your child watch is the cartoon. They are watching the cartoon, and you say the language in Africa is dying. How the language will not die? Because they know that is why they made the cartoon in English, so that they can teach you English from their childhood, so that they will not embrace your own language. They will see the English as I mean as a beautiful language, and they will see their own language as a useless language, because that is what they saw as they are growing up. From age one, some people
Mhm.
already buy cartoon, buy games, buy everything, buy it for the children from age one. And you are expecting that children to embrace your culture. It's not going to embrace it, because people learn from what they hear and what they see. So they watch the cartoon, they hear the language they are speaking is English. Everything that's happening on the cartoon is English. So you are now expecting them to be automatically embrace your own culture. No, it doesn't happen like that. So until when we watch the cartoon, let them watch it in your own language. Let that cartoon be your own language. Then they will see value in your language. But when you are indulging them and making them to see the other
Mhm.
people's ideology,
That
other
is
people's ideology, other people's language, other people's way of dressing, other people's way of life, other people's food, other people's lifestyle, then you are expecting them to embrace the African lifestyle. They will not embrace Africa. They will see African lifestyle as a local. They will think that Africa is not civilized.
Mhm.
So it starts with us. It starts with every one of us, and we're all guilty of this. We all guilty of it
Mhm.
in one way or the other. Thank you.
Yes. So true. Thank you so much. I think that's very powerful. We need to love ourselves. Self love is very important. We need to embrace who we are. I think a lot of us are forgetting that we have a beautiful culture. We have a beautiful language. We have a beautiful family and society that we have, and we are becoming very westernized. That's a very powerful thing. And self love is really important. So, what does confidence mean to you, Joshua?
Confidence. Confidence means
Yes.
a lot to me. Like I said
Mm,
before this question, that with self-love, self-discovery, that is where the confidence comes. When you don't appreciate yourself, when you don't believe in yourself, you can never have any confidence in yourself.
yes.
It doesn't happen automatically like you just have confidence. You firstly need to know yourself, understand yourself, love who you are, love your environment, love your culture, love everything that God has provided for you. Then you will have confidence. So confidence means to me self-discovery, self-love, and accept whatever God gave to you. That is the confidence. So the
Yes.
confidence to me is when I can believe that I'm black, I'm African, I'm a Nigerian, I'm so happy, Africa, and I love the African. Actually, it's not about the name of the country. Those are the name that's given to us by by whoever. It's about
Yes.
I'm an Africa. That is what matters. We are Africa before we become whatever we become. That is what's important. We are first Africa before we become what we become. And that is why people are so interested in divided Africa. They are so interested. You will be imagine why is it that some people are so happy when this thing is not working in Africa? Thoroughly happy that thing is not working in Africa. The downfall of Africa is the joy of some people around the world. And that is why they believe that, okay, let's poison their mind, let's poison them against themselves. Let them fight themselves through religion. Let them fight themselves through the culture. Let them fight themselves ethnicity. Most of the war
Tribalism.
that is happening now is ethnicity, tribalism, people being brainwashed.
Yes.
No, why do we need to be killing others people in Africa? Why is it not happening in other continents? Why there is insurgency in Africa? Why? Why do we need to have all that? Look at Somalia. Look at northern part of Nigeria. It's happening all over Africa. Every continent, everyone in Africa is feeling the punch. Why? This is a big continent with so much resources. All the blessing in those continent in those countries is wasting because of the war. So confidence means self-discovery and self-love.
That is very powerful and it's very true. If you do not know who you are, who you cannot define and you don't understand who you are, you can't have confidence. And I really agree with you that when you embrace who you are, you will always have confidence. What you said is very important that there's so many things that define us, and you can be defined as a black person or a black woman or a Muslim or a Christian. But unless you embrace the fact that you are who you are, I am a black African woman and a Muslim, and it's not my duty for me to show people that I'm powerful, but it's my duty to act the proper way as an African woman or as a Muslim woman to show you what an African person is. Then nobody can respect you. So a lot of us are being scared of being defined, and I think when you come out of Africa, we also have this. You're defined. I'm always telling people if you come out of Africa, you're going to be defined as coming from a third world country, a black woman. I'm a Muslim. All these things are going to define me. But if I don't embrace them and I accept that I am black and I am from Africa and I am a Muslim, then I won't be able to live my life the way I want to live it because I will want to impress people so that I can be like them. So what you said, confidence is embracing who you are. You just have to love who you are. Whether you're black, you from what tribe you're coming from, embrace the language and be who you're supposed to be. That is very powerful. And thank you for sharing that. So what does success
Sorry,
mean to
sorry, let me
you?
just quickly add something. Let me just
Yeah,
quickly add something to that.
yeah,
Op- Oppressing others, because that is one of the problems we are having in Africa. We like to
yes.
oppress ourselves,
Selves.
look down on others. You want to prove to people that you are the one on the top. That is why you see a lot of people here in Africa, they are living large when other people are living like a pagan,
Yes.
because there's so much love press. You have 12 cars. You are driving a 12 cars at a time when somebody is there in the same country that doesn't even have one, is oppressed. It's one of the things that is killing this continent. And with that kind of behaviors, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. You cannot have 20 houses when others doesn't have one. It's oppressed. Let's stop oppressing ourselves. And
True.
we are ourselves in a different way, even through our religion. Our religion. The religion is good. There is nothing wrong with the religion. But let's talk about humanity. Let's forget about religion. Religion is dividing us. I'm sorry to say, it's not even helping us. It's not helping. Let's come out of religion. Let's come out of religion. Let's look at humanity. Look at
That's
humanity. No matter the religion you are practicing, see every woman being as you see yourself. See
yes.
every woman being as you see yourself. When you see other women being as you see yourself, you will not thinking of them. You will not thinking of robbing them of their you will give to whatever belongs to them, give it to them. You will not be in power and embezzle riding others. You will not sit in a seat. You will not be a president of a country for 35 years. It's oppressed. You are not the only citizen of that country. Why do you need to sit in a seat for 35 years? What about other? Do you know how many children that is born from that 35 years that you have been in power? Is oppressed, is uncalled for. That is one of the things that is taking African backward. You are not the only citizen of that country or of that country. Why do you want to die in power? So those are the things that we need to look into, because it's good thing that we have this talk. And
Yes.
I love the ideology behind it. Say it raw to say it is. People will not, we are not worried about people that is washing it, because another problem we are having in Africa is that Africa don't wash something that will help them. They don't want to be liberated. They will prefer to go and watch silly thing that is not even adding any sense to them. If now, as we are
Yes.
talking now, let's say me and you, we are kissing ourselves, you will see 20 people will be watching it. 50 people, 1 million people will be watching it, they will be liking it, will be sharing it. But because this is reality, they will not watch it. They will not even tune in. But we don't care. We say what we need to say. For this continent to move forward, we need to change the way we are conducting ourselves. And it's every one of us. From every one of us. We all guilty. We all move the continent to where it is now. And we all need to find solution to it together. Thank you.
Yes. That is so true, and it's very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And I think one thing that we also have to know is we need to learn how to support each other, pull each other. If you want to grow, you have to support each other. If you've done something and you've learned how to do it and you've succeeded in it, help others to learn and pull them so that the other people in your community can grow. I think that's something that we don't have in Africa. I've grown, I've built myself, I've built a business, and that's me and my family. But if we allow to give to others, it's not only you becoming successful, but being a community that grows, help others have knowledge of how to grow and how to change. And I think one thing that we actually have is we need to be short-term help that we give to people. I give someone 1,000 to eat today, rather than make something that can help a society change. So let's say better education, or help some youth learn how to learn skills and grow. I think we, as you said, we need to support each other. We need to learn how to help each other. It's not one tribe against another. It's Africa, we are all one, and let's help each other. If I grow, we grow together. And the change also, as much as we want to have change from the leaders, from whoever, we as citizens, it's our duty also to change our mentality and try and think differently. You can't just expect things to change and you're doing the same thing. You want to grow, you have to do things that you haven't done. Try and do things differently and try life in a different way so that you can grow. So if someone brings something new or a new idea, we need to embrace and we need to empower. As you said, we like things that are not helping us. So if something, a new idea that comes, we have to embrace it and learn from it. There's nothing powerful than knowledge. I think the best way to help people change is to empower them with knowledge. Understand what you want in life, where you want to be, have a vision, have a goal, and embrace everything that you have around you. I think that's the one thing that we lack in Africa is I'm going to talk about myself because I grew up not anybody teaching me how to make a goal in my life until when I grew up and I understood the importance of having making goals in life. And these are things that we need to change. We change with time. We change with what the world is changing. So we need to teach young children to have visions and have dreams. This is some we were not allowed to have imagination. And if you were imagining that I'm going to be something, it was like you're wasting your time. There's, but now we have internet, and everywhere we have technology where it's a place where we can learn and grow. And I think I'm going to share this, like what I'm doing right now is nobody taught me to sit and do a talk with someone. I just watched people on YouTube and on Google, and I learned and I became inspired and I wanted to talk to other people. And there's the power of technology where now you can become whatever you want. So you have the change. And I think if we look our great grandfathers who fought for our independence, they didn't have the freedom that we have now. I think we are having it easier. There are times they could not even talk. They were colonized. They were punished for even talking. We have a platform where we can talk. We can say what we want, and we can share even on Twitter, on Facebook, and share our knowledge and our feelings. So I think we have a way of changing. And if we want to grow as an African continent, it's not only about leaders who are leading us, as citizens also, we are responsible of growing and changing and evolving.
Mm,
So
mm. Thank you. I agree with you. Let me add to what you just said. There is a
Yeah.
proverb in Africa that said, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yes.
If you want
Alone.
to go far, go together. So
That's
for
true.
us to go far, we need to work together. And please
Mm-hmm.
stop giving me fish. Teach me how to catch fish. I'm not
Yes.
interested in you giving me fish. Keep your fish with you if you are not ready to teach me how to catch the fish. Those are the problems that we are facing in Africa. We are so dependent. We always throw our hands out to beg. We want to beg for
Mm-hmm.
everything. No, let's come out of that stupid mentality. It's not of us. We are not a begging continent. We are a productive continent. We must think out of the box. We must not depend on anybody to be sending any hate to Africa. They cannot mess up the Africa and still sending hate to Africa. Keep your hate to yourself. Let this continent be in peace. Let there be peace in Ethiopia, Trigger region. Let there be peace there. Let there be peace in all the country that you have messed up. Let there be peace in Libya. You'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
In the next few years now, a country will come out and come and apologize to Libya for the damage that they've already caused that country. So Africa, let's wake up to the reality. If they Africa, our fathers have do what they need to do, even though they don't have access to what we have now. But whatever they have, then they use it and they liberate themselves and they fight for their own right and they do the right thing and they do what they can do to make continent to be where it is. It is our own turn now to now make this continent to be greater than what it is before. You love your neighbor as you love yourself and love your environment. If you go to
True.
Europe, you go to Dubai, somebody build those country, somebody build those continents. We can also do the similar thing in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Their community, their society, their environment is a result of what is inside them. What is inside us in Africa? Why do we have a so messed up environment that we cannot even talk less of we want to build a beautiful environment for ourselves? You need to love yourself first before you can be able to give what belongs to your community. Is self-love. Love yourself,
Yes.
then love your neighbor, then love you. You cannot give what you don't have. You
True.
can't. You can't give what you don't have. Thank you, Fatima. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That is so true. Self love is very important. I agree with you. Thank you for sharing. So, one more question before we say goodbye. I want you just to tell me in one sentence who is Joshua.
Thank you. Oh, lovely question. Anyway, take you back to the background. My father is a pastor. My mom is a pastor. I grew up in the pastor's house. My parents give me that name for a best reason that I know and that they know. So Joshua is somebody sent there as a Joshua of this generation. Joshua is somebody that believes. Joshua is somebody that believes in unity. Joshua is somebody that believes in self-love. So anything you can think of, anything good, that is who Joshua is. Anything good, anything beautiful, that is who Joshua is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Joshua is full of positivity, and that's powerful. And I think that's what most of us need to have. We need to be positive, we need to love ourselves, we need to empower each other, and we need to be true to ourselves. I think if there's anything that Joshua has shared with us today, is we need to be to love ourselves and embrace who we are so that we can grow and become a powerful continent. I'm so happy to have you here. So one more thing, Joshua, what does success mean to you?
Hmm. Success. Success is a beautiful thing. It means a lot to me. I like when we are on the show. I like one thing. Success is something that make you smile.
Yeah.
You see, I feel fulfilled, and I believe that I'm successful. When I have opportunity to get somebody to my show, do you know that most of the time I have a sleepless night if I didn't go on here? If I've never have opportunity to have a show with somebody in a day and laugh, I feel like no, something have happened. Success simply means when you can do what make you happy, you are successful. Some people think success is about money, cars, about houses, about yes. But success is when you can make other people's laugh as well. When you can put smile on other people's face. When you can achieve your goals and dreams, your
Yeah.
aspirations. That is success. When you give back to a child and you can send those children to school and they can becoming successful as well, that is success. So don't stop looking like success is about people having so much money they're successful. You can have money and
Yeah.
still not successful. You can have cars, you can have everything, but still not successful. So simply, success means achieving your dream, achieving your goal, be who God say you are. And when you achieve your dream, you have success. That is success. When you can achieve your dream, you want
Yeah.
to become a presenter on radio, you go study, you can say that you are successful.
Yeah.
You don't know how to drive, and you learn how to drive, and you can drive perfectly. You are successful.
Successful.
Stop
Sure.
looking down on yourself that I'm not I'm not a success. You're successful. Just that we don't believe in every little things. We're looking forward to big things. Yes, big thing is good. But some people have it, they're still there, they are not successful. Anything
Yes.
that give you joy, that make you happy, is a success to me. And that is what success means to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is really powerful. Doing what you love and achieving what you want that is successful. And I like the fact that you need to acknowledge every single thing that you do in your life, every single thing that you achieve in life that is success. And the more you acknowledge your small successes, the more you grow, and the more you build your confidence to become better. Thank you so much, Joshua. That is a very powerful way of seeing success. I think a lot of us confuse success with money and material things. Joshua just made it simple. Successful, to be successful, you have to be fulfilled with what you're doing. When you have fulfillment in life, that is successful. It doesn't matter whether you have a car or you have a big house. As long as you're doing something that you're passionate about and you're fulfilling yourself and you're helping others, that is success. Thank you so much, Joshua, and thank you for taking your time to come to talk to connect. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on my platform. We have had so much insights about Africa, and I think anyone who is are listening and if you're from Africa, just know that we need to work, we need to bring our continent to grow, and it's our duty to go back and empower, inspire others, and make a change so that our continent can become a beautiful and a powerful continent that it is. Thank you for sharing your insight, Joshua. And it's amazing to have you here and empowering African, especially the youth and the leaders who are having we are having in Africa is a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They just want to make it like it's okay not to talk about what is happening in Africa, and it's inspiring when someone stands up and talk about our continent in a very passionate and loving way. So thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here. I
Thank
hope
you
we'll have
very
you
much.
again next time.
Definitely, anytime you call me, I'm here. I'm still inside the content because the program is here to inspire. So if we want to share to inspire, we don't need to beat around the bush. We need to set it the way it is. We just have to be raw and we have to be real. And that is is. So I hope that I've inspired somebody today. So thank you very much for inviting me to your show. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Thank you so much, and keep on the good work that you're doing. And as we said, Joshua is an author. Can you just say again the title of your book, please?
The African Potter. The African
Okay.
Portal is available on all bookstores online. You can get it on Amazon. Just put Joshua Oluson. If you just put my name, Joshua Oluson, you can get the book. It's available on Amazon. It's on More Book. It's on all online books stores. Or you can speak to me directly in case if you want it. We can also send it to you. The African Portal. I have other books after that, but that based on the language, African language, Yoruba language, and stuff like that. So, but the African ports are available on Amazon. You can get it and you can buy it online. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I think it's a book that we need to read and have more understanding about our continent. Thank you so much, Joshua, and hope to have you soon on our platform again.
Thank you. And God bless you. Do have a very beautiful night. I know it's late on your side now. You're already on the other day, but keep shining, keep doing the great work you are doing. I celebrate you and I appreciate you that you are raising the banner and being the blessing to others. Keep it up. And God bless your program. I'm ready to be part of it at any time.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you. God bless.